Oh yes, there are beacons on top of the... Good grief, you can nearly see those. And one at the back. And if you zoom all the way out, it's almost impossible to see. Maybe the snow's not helping. Anyway, turn the beacons off. The lights were off, so engine off. Jump out and go hack down some more trees. So I think I'll do all the trees in this area. Maybe not in one trip. And we can call at least tree cutting for the month done. What I should probably think about doing is speeding up time a little. Let's go to ×5. 5 is good. Let's do that. It'll then put a brake on. Okay, I'm done with tree felling for the day, or for the year, for this month. We're allowed to do contracts for a day. Obviously January 1st we haven't done any, and we are never going to have any farm work to do. Actually, we do probably end up having some farm work to do, because I've got to figure out how to deal with the hay that we have. Now, I believe there was a mod this week that included chopping bales up. Do you not want to come off? Get the green thing close and just tap it. There you go. Okay, we're at 478. 472. 66. 60. Oops, too far. And well, that disappeared. That's why you trim the logs before you chop them to length, because if you trim them afterwards, if it is too short, you just lose it. Okay, 78 again. 72. 66. Come on, there you go. And 60. And 54 would be the next one. So that end bit is not 6 meters again. That's fine. Okay, 74, 68, 62, and the end will disappear, or not. But if I chop the end bit now, it goes. Alrighty, let's get this thing back on the road. There's a little piece of wood there. Wooden frisbee, don't need them. And usually what happens with them, they start getting stuck in farming equipment if you decide to turn this area arable. So you do need to watch for your little frisbees and deal with them accordingly. Looks like there's another one there. Now that's the other thing. I do have the lumberjack mod, so I can put the chainsaw vertical and put it over a stump, and when it turns red it will destroy it. But as I said, if I want to replant this with trees, I tend to want to replant it with about as many trees as we take out. And the easy way I've found to do that is to just chop a stump and plant a tree close to where the stump was. So we do that whole operation in one. Even then, yeah, we don't own a stump grinder. I don't have a telehandler, the skid steer. We have tele trucks which do use skid steer attachments, but they're really designed for light forklift work as opposed to field work. They definitely don't handle well if you try and pick up bales with them. So I am not, and I would like to get a skid steer, although another patch this week. Is that a tree stump or another frisbee? Looks like a tree stump. Okay. I could find out. I could drive on it. Yeah, it's not moving. Usually a frisbee will move if you drive on it, so so yes, one of the things I did download this week is in skid steer loaders. Oh, we've got the New Holland skid steers now. There's this old Massey Ferguson 711, and there's a teleskid. This is basically a telescopic skid steer. Kind of like that as a plan. You can change the configuration so it has tracks. You can do the windows. You can put forestry cage on it. You can add beacons, beacons. And you can change the colour. But you can turn this into a forestry piece of equipment. 74 horsepower. That is 96. That is 82. That's 84. So it's a low horsepower piece of equipment, but it has a telescopic arm, which that's cool. Yeah, telehandlers are cool, and I think in Oakfield Farm I figured finally to using a telehandler, and it was sort of, why haven't I been using this for probably 4 years of playing farm sim? Because tractors with front loaders, I'm on a farm, I've got a tractor. I've got to have the tractor, so adding front loader arms to it isn't a big, not a big expense sort of thing. And we have another chip there. And we just blew it up. But really, it does boil down to a tractor with a front loader is a poor substitute for a telehandler with a front loader or a skid steer. because telehandlers and skid steers are designed. Yeah, that's their job. And if you, yeah, it's like, you know, buying a piece of equipment that is designed to do something is much better than buying a piece of equipment that can do something. Obviously, tractors are very, very versatile, but the versatility really comes from what you throw on the back of them. You know, a tractor isn't the best mower in the world, but you know, you add mowers to the back of it and you can make your tractor a good mower. Although still, a Big M is probably a better piece of equipment. You know, I can buy forage headers for a and mount them on the front of a tractor and turn my tractor into a forage harvester. But really, a forage harvester is better at the job. But a forage harvester costs a lot of money, and it's the only job it can do. So it's you know, when you're running a small farm like we're doing here, you know, you kind of want to make sure, other way, that you can justify the equipment you're using. And at the moment we have 2 tractors with front loaders. We've got telly trucks down at our 2 stores, or 2 production points, just because a telly truck is cheap. I got them both off store sales, so yes, very cheap. Keep rolling, come on. But then they're not really, they're really bad on a farm. The only thing they can really do is pick up stuff. Now I do want probably a skid steer, or maybe this the telly skid, for our yard, to pick up bales and throw bales around and load the our little truck with tomatoes at the moment, and we might change our production eventually. But yeah, all the stuff we produce on the greenhouse needs to be picked up, and at the moment I'm using the Massey for that, which it can do it. It's not the best piece of equipment, and basically it's not the best piece of equipment because it's only 2-wheel steer. I mean, if anything, yeah, once you get to spending money on something like a JCB 4000 or a Lindner Track, which have 4-wheel steering, now you're talking, well, maybe it doesn't matter if I don't get a telehandler. However, they can't lift as much. Yeah. So the problem I found running a Lindner was we very quickly exceeded the capabilities of that particular tractor. Just like, yeah, with the 5S. It is a loader tractor. It was in the store sale with all of the loader equipment attached to it. So wheel weights and loader attachments and the panoramic roof, so you could see what your loader arms are doing up high. But it's good enough for picking up a bale or a pallet or something like that. And then as a secondary thing, it can do the light tasks that we have at the moment with our mower, tedder, windrower, rake, all that sort of stuff. The Massey can run those, which obviously a telehandler can't. But since we have cows and we do need to produce a lot of grass product, we're gonna be upgrading our mowing stuff over the course of the coming years, which means that the Massey Ferguson won't be able to use them quite so much. And we have got that logged well and truly jammed. Yay. Oh, our tractor died. Fix it. Okay, let's... Okay, that's better. And I should probably get in here and get it off the crop. And it's probably good. How are we doing? Oh, 10 o'clock. Nearly 10 o'clock. Okay, one of these is full length, or what we're considering to be full length for our collection. I think the other one I'm just going to have to pick up by hand. Okay. So now we're loading this with the wide end of each log nearest the tractor. Which may balance up the load. Cameo, good morning. We are adventurous. Well, we're doing it the same old way we have before, with a tractor with a loader arm and a logging trailer and a chainsaw. I do have the Platinum expansion selected for this gameplay now, but right now we don't have a big area of trees. Each load on this truck is about £4,500 of income. So it's not making us a big deal of money, but you know, it's something. Don't think I've got enough room there to maybe we chop this one down. But this is, yeah, as we've done in both Lawfolds and Oakfield Farm. Early on, we generally make a little bit of money on the logging operation with, you know, small cheap equipment, just to give us something to do during the winter. And hey, maybe we'll buy this field. And we are at 456, so 450. And 444. And that's probably all of it. Throw the javelins on the back by hand and load the rest by front loader. Doink. It's a good learning on my phone doing number. Yeah. Yes, I had been talking about that earlier. Part of the problem is obviously purchasing the productions. They do eventually pay for themselves, but part of the problem we have is we really need to make sure that we are in a good position with our cows. So I don't want to spend money on stuff and detract from the cow production, because the cows are producing us a serious amount of income. All things considered now, we are making 30,000 a month from milk. And that's since we added Maids Plus. Oh, I did realise this week that I forgot to enable animal grazing. So that has now been added to the playthrough, which means the animals will now graze that pasture that they're connected to. I did add a couple of other mods this week as well. I've added lease to own. Must admit, I'm not sure what we're leasing at the moment. That's leasing. I've got that, so now I can look at purchasing it. It's 158,000, can't afford that. And we've got the forestry trailer, which is 42,000 to purchase. I mean, we haven't had either long enough for the lease payment to offset the overall cost. But as they get older, I'm probably not keeping the logging trailer past February, maybe March. Maybe as long as it takes to clear this area. That's in reverse. Good habit to get into is leave all your vehicles in drive when you turn them off, because some of them beep at you. But yeah, just once this area is clear, as I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to replant it or buy the rest of field 49 and incorporate this area into field 49. Either works. Either is a fair option, and obviously field 49 does sit right across the way from the farmyard, so it's easy to get into. Unfortunately, the price on the field is a little bit excessive at the moment. And zap, all gone. So yeah, if we go, not there, that one. Farmland, field 6, oh, plot 60. 97,000, but it's at plus 12%. This field up here, we bought it 41% cheap. So that's kind of what I'm looking at when I'm purchasing land. I'm only purchasing land I know I want soonish, but if it's on a discount, I'm going to be looking at, okay, what can I do to afford it? because buying it at lots of money off is obviously better than buying it at double expensive. Oh, where's the cut? Okay, we started off at 456, so we did 450, 444 is the next one. And then 38. Ooh, too far. And done. So yeah, we determined measure, which is what we've used in 17 and 19. Conflicts with one of the mods. I don't know which one, but most of the other mods I run, I'm probably running far more frequently than I would measure. So there we go. And yeah, picking up stuff by hand. Actually, that's interesting. Maybe not. I guess. Oh, I got. Yeah, I sped up time. So obviously, day is progressing. We're almost at midday. One of the advantages with progressing time a little bit quicker is we might get to see more equipment in the store later on in the day, which frequently I'm not seeing because we get up in the morning, I do 2 hours of work, and you have to wait till well into the afternoon before the store sales update. Yes, and generally that's the way to do it. Or you run the game in console mode if you're on a PC, and see what you get in the error log. Because the error log will tell you this mod isn't working. Twist it the other way, and yeah, out it drops. And and the thing with bouncy. The thing with measure is you can get around it by using the mini-map and the numbers there. You can do the same with GPS. If you're cutting in rows on a field, if you know your header is 6 meters wide